Feel the power of your determination taking control of your breathing. Feel the power of your presence, your gift right now in this moment. Now think about you doing your best today on all the exercises we do together. The gym of life. See, we are so powerful. We get to think, create, imagine in our minds, and make real in the world. And that goes with everything. The way we do our exercises to the best of our ability is the same way we can do anything to the best of our ability. All right, good morning, determination. How's everyone today? Here we are again, another day in the gym of life. Again, circumstances may not be ideal. Perhaps this is not exactly where we want to be right now, but we're going to make the best of it. So let's do this together. Here we go. When I say go, we're going to start jogging on the spot. Or if you want, you can simply do your best walk on the spot. Okay? Here we go together. And go. Always doing our best with whatever we got, whatever we've been given. The gym of life is everywhere, never ends. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever your situation is, if you're here right now watching this video, we are together, we are united, mind and body. Alright, let's feel that body warming up, our blood starting to flow. Keep going, almost there. And stop. Alright. walking back and forth, side to side, within the space that you have, or simply walking on the spot if that's all the space you have. Again, feel the power of you regaining control of your breathing. Showing your body who's boss. Showing your mind who's boss. The way we take control of that breathing, same way we can take control of our lives. One breath at a time, one thought at a time. All right, everyone, let's do some shoulder rolls. Here we go. Shoulder rolls, 10 forward. And backwards. Once again, feel the pure joy of you, your presence, your being right here, right now. Feel the gratitude that you can show for being able to move your body. All right, arm circles forward, 10 forward. And backwards. Okay, hands on our hips, bend our knees, and side stretch. 5 on each side. Keep those knees bent. Alright, and let's twist our bodies. 5 on each side again. Feet flat on the floor. Just twisting our hips. Alright, let's do 5 push-ups. We're going. That's 5 push-ups. Here we go. You got to keep your knees down on the ground, you can do that. Okay, 5 sit-ups. All right, let's do 5 squats. Here we go. Best 5 squats ever. All the way down, all the way up. Good. All right, let's do lunges. 3 on each side. Arms out. Okay. Let's do 10-second plank. Belly's knees off the ground. Good, everyone. Excellent. And stand up. And let's reach for the ceiling or the sky, wherever we are. Here we go. On your toes. Hold it for 10 seconds. Feel the power of you reaching. Doing your best, no matter what. All right. And let's reach for our toes. Straight knees. Again, it's okay if you don't touch your toes, just reach. Safely, without hurting yourself. You should just feel a pull. You shouldn't feel pain. Okay, come on back up. And let's
when the morning comes, I watch you rise. There's a paradise they couldn't capture, that bright infinity inside your eyes.
매일 밤 내게 날아가 잃은 것도 잊은 채 나 웃으며 너를 만나 Never ending forever baby. 내 우주에 놓은 또 다른 세상을 만들어주는 걸 너는 내 별이자 나의 호주니까 지금 이 시련도 결국엔 잠시니까 너는 언제까지나 지금처럼 밝게만 빛나줘 우리는 나로 따라 이긴 밤을 수놓고 너와 함께 날아가 When I'm without you I'm crazy 자 어서 내 손을 잡아 We are made of each other baby You are my universe and I just want to put you first You are my universe and you know that I'm inside My universe My universe My
The Merengues moving over to Real Madrid. Ball floated in by Mascherano. The flag stays down. Messi finds Pater. Enough for Neymar.
Good morning, guys. One of the most difficult and challenging fears to overcome or control is the fear of death. And the reason is because it's the fear of the unknown. No one knows for sure. And that is the most challenging part. It's the uncertainty. I want to share with you a few things that have helped me, and I hope they help you. And by no means have I completely controlled this fear, but these are the things that have helped me. Number one is you have to have a definite purpose. And that purpose has to fill your mind, and it has to be focused on serving others. The second thing is to view death as mere transition, as change. I view myself and everyone and everything in this universe as simply energy and matter. And so it's the constant rearrangement, reconfiguration of energy and matter over the years. I don't look at myself as just human. I see myself as a form of energy and matter. And I want to be the greatest possible energy and light for the universe. Have a great day, everyone.
Federal Reserve is not federal or a reserve, it's a private bank. Who owns it? Not really sure, but they're the ultra wealthy.
You have absolutely no upside when you have a ton of money for people to know you have money, but you have tons of upside when you have no money to make it seem like you have money.
The idea to own nothing and control everything, it's an incredible concept, but in practice it's actually very difficult to do from a planning perspective.
I think that's the really cool part about life insurance is it gives you options. There's so many tools out there that kind of put you in a pigeonhole in one box, but you have to use it for one specific thing. The life insurance gives you the options to do different things depending on life circumstances in that exact moment in time.
All right, we're going to be reviewing the most viral video that we have at Better Wealth. It's not on our channel. It's by our good friend, Jake Tran. Almost 1 million views on a video that we did together. We're going to be reviewing that. I got Dominic Ruffrin in the house. I got Alden Armstrong in the house. And guys, I'm very excited about this. I'm excited to review this video. I'm excited that we're all doing a video together. I believe this is the first video that we've all done together, which is probably very problematic to just say that out loud. Like, why haven't we done more videos together?
I think it's safe to say we're all growing. We all got our own unique spaces. You do content with Alden. I do content with Alden. I do content with you. As everybody knows, it's probably been less and less of me coming on the Better Wealth show. That's just because we're growing, we're doing awesome things, and it's just fun to kind of be nostalgic and get after it here today. I almost even thought about making a joke because I've done it to you about 7 to 10 times of butchering my last name since we've inception together. It's been like almost 5 years or over, and you still can't get it completely right, which is it's always hilarious.
How did I get it wrong?
You said Dominic Ruffrin, and it's Dominic Ruffrin. You know, it's very subtle, but you know, it's like Williams versus Williams, I guess.
Right. Yeah, very much so.
I'm really white and
I'm
really
excited.
easy over here. I got last name Armstrong, so it's like
Yeah,
you can do whatever you want with that. It's really
Armstrong,
hard to
I
mess
can
up.
do that in my sleep. With all joking aside, I think this is a very special time to just review a video that really put us on the map in some cases. I remember I was going to an event when this thing went live, and to see all the people that reached out to us, I know that there's been some like legitimate wealthy families that watched this video that reached out to us. And I know there's been some really cool conversations and some things that have happened from this. And so I cringe every time that I gotta like watch a video that I'm speaking, like reacting to a video that I'm in. It's not something that like I'm super stoked about, but I think it would be cool to, number one, we'll have the full unedited video that we're reacting to down below. But just to go through it, because there are points that would be, that we could laugh about at, but there's also points that would be like really, really good to say like, hey, we should flesh that out more. Alden, that's why you're here, because you really dove headfirst into strategies like this. You're talking to most of the ultra wealthy people that are coming in with these strategies. And so we thought we would add you. And then, you know, Dom and I have a lot of videos talking about the Rockefellers and all. And this definitely talks about generational wealth and the Rockefeller family. And so I thought we have to have Dom's face on here. It would be disrespectful, even though I can't say your last name right, to not have you on here. So anything that you guys want to say before we start playing this, and if anything pops up while we're playing the video, please stop me, and then I'll stop after every time that I speak in this video so that we can give 2 cents.
I think the only thing I would say is that there's a reason that we haven't done content, the three of us together, is I can take each of you in small doses, all of us on the same call. This may get a little crazy, but I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the comments on this video. Here we go.
So you're a billionaire and you've run into a problem. You've amassed all this wealth, all this power, but you're getting old. And your kids, your nieces, your nephews, they're all lining up to kiss your butt to make sure they get listed on the will. But your family doesn't know anything about money. They didn't have to grind it out like you did. Everything was given to them. So if you leave any money to them, they are gonna squander it. No, seriously, a staggering 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the next generation, with 90% losing it by the generation after
Crazy.
that. 2 generations. That is all it takes for all your wealth, all your hard work, the empire you've built to go circling down the drain. You cannot let that happen. But lucky for you, ultra wealthy dynasties have already figured out how to solve this problem, and at the center of it all are the Rockefellers, who after 80 years since his death, 7 generations later, John D. Rockefeller's family is still standing as one of the wealthiest families on Earth. How wealthy? Well, no one knows, because they're just that good at hiding it. And in this video, we are gonna expose it all. Trusts, family foundations, family offices, and a super clever tactic that not many people know about. Stay dangerous, this is how the rich get richer, and this is definitely not financial advice.
I like how he does the disclaimer way better than how we do the disclaimer. So this is not financial advice.
Yeah.
Winky face.
Yeah. Hey, I think a good thing that would make sense to just throw in here and add is a lot of the stuff that we're about to talk and discuss from a strategic perspective, it's obviously is great, but the thing that really makes a lot of this tick comes down to mindset. And that's the one thing that I've actually really learned from taking a deep dive into the Rockefellers and actually talking to Alden, is that you can have some of the best strategies in the world, but if you don't have the right mindset around how you can bring your family together, how you can teach them values, how you can create a system around this stuff, then none of it really matters at the end of the day. So I just thought it would be a good place to start, knowing that we're about to talk about some of the strategies, but really the mindset above all is really a good place to start with it.
Love it.
Here's what you have to understand about the ultra wealthy versus the masses. The masses want to get rich so they can own the Lambo, so they can own the yacht, the mansion, the private jets. They want to show it off, they want to flaunt their wealth. But owning stuff is for the peasants. When you legally own something, leeches want to sue you every chance they get, thieves want to steal from you, the government wants to tax you into oblivion, ambitious prosecutors want to take you down, and the plebs want to pillage you. That is why the ultra wealthy do not want to own stuff, because owning stuff sucks. Instead, what you want to do is have control over your assets as if you owned it without actually owning it. You want to live in the penthouse on Billionaires Row without it being tied to your name. You want to sell your mega yacht without it being under your name. Just ask the Russian oligarchs if they agree. The key is control, not ownership. You want to be able to do everything you can with the thing as if you owned it without having your name on the papers.
because when you have ownership, taxes follow you and liability follows you, and also sometimes fame follows you. And so those three things could be problematic. And the people that are really wealthy want control, but they don't necessarily want the liability that comes with ownership, and they don't necessarily want the taxation that files title and ownership. And so many of the wealthiest people in the world, we don't even know their names because they have a ton of control, but they're not named. They're not personally on a lot of assets and wealth. And that's really the name of the game.
This is my friend Caleb, by the way, with Better Wealth, and he's dedicated his life to learning how the ultra wealthy do things to bring down that knowledge to everyday people like us. Do you think there's richer people out there than the people that we see on the Forbes list, like Bezos, Musk?
Yeah, 100%. There's people that are way wealthier than the people on the Forbes list because of entities and structures and other things that they control that they're not getting credit for, and they do it intentionally.
But how do you control something without owning it? Simple. The elite have created certain entities.
Well, I think just off the cuff here, the idea to own nothing and control everything, it's an incredible concept, but in practice, it's actually very difficult to do from a planning perspective. And so this is one of the reasons why ultra high net worth individuals want to do it. They like the anonymity. They like the ability to effectively live their lives without scrutiny. And a book that, if anybody wants to dive into, this is an amazing book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. To make a long story short, creating the banking system, it's actually the third banking system we've had in the United States. The Federal Reserve is not federal or a reserve, it's a private bank. Who owns it? Not really sure, but they're the ultra wealthy, right? And it's how things got structured to allow them to have the anonymity. Now, there's some aspect that has changed recently, and actually toward the end of this year, the Corporation Transparency Act goes into effectively full effect. So you have to start filing who you are, what entities you actually own, and who the ultimate beneficiary is of your entities. So I'm not an attorney, but there's going to be some changes in how that reporting happens long term. And it'll be really interesting to see what additional information we may be able to find through the public record of, wow, actually does own that massive yacht over there. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling though there's going to be some type of loophole for the ultra well to not be seen, but the mental framework in itself is pretty powerful. Like you get to a place where you want to be known, you want to be flashy, but then you get to a certain place in status and wealth. Like actually, I would rather not be known. And that's an interesting aspect because a lot of the people that we spend time with at Masterminds, Dom, and they're not they're wanting they're maybe a little bit more flashy, and they're in that place. And so it's interesting when you study wealthy people, you can take the habits and some of the things that they're doing well and try to apply it before you're worth $1 billion. So that was one of the takeaways that I've gotten in just this whole journey of like, how can I model that today for a billionaire, so that if and when I become a billionaire, not one of those things that you have to like retrain the way that you think.
You have absolutely no upside when you have a ton of money. For people to know you have money, but you have tons of upside. You actually only have downside, actually. But you have tons of upside when you have no money to make it seem like you have money. Right? It's just kind of why it's perceived when it's that way. But the last thing I'll say before we play again is, I think it's important for the people watching this. It's actually, when we originally did this video, I think the whole point is that how do the ultra wealthy operate to kind of let the normal person or middle class person be able to use some of these concepts in a certain way to where it can benefit you. And I think that as we go through this, some of these concepts really do hit the ultra wealthy. Like some of these concepts, I think for normal people just doesn't make sense. And I think that's something that is important as we go down this rabbit trail, is that not all these concepts will probably be for everybody watching this. And it's important to remember that, because we've had lots of people where they have a phone, like, okay, like I want a rock and mud method, and Alden has to kind of talk them off the cliff, okay, like that concept is actually someone that they love the money. Maybe a smaller version of how we can accomplish this to start you off, and especially from a mental perspective, getting you right where you need to to kind of start building and creating wealth. You do have to own something to beginning to eventually get to a place where you can own nothing.
Yeah. We're even going to talk about life insurance at the end, and life insurance is great. there's some people that can't even take advantage of permanent life insurance. That should be a focus of what they should focus on. So that's love that point. Hey, it's Caleb Williams here. I'm just interrupting this video quickly to invite you to check out our NS Evolve. They've been there. He's actually revamping it. If you're somebody that wants to learn more about his life insurance right fit for me, does it make sense? That this is actually helping me more efficient. We put together a 10-minute documentary style video. That's a really good job in the history and why the asset, different setups and designs that we use, and that we have an NS Evolve that gives like case studies, calculators, and so much more. We're here to serve you, whether it's a conversation, whether it's education, or the video. So make sure to go check out andasset.com/vault.
They've created certain tools.
Let's work on our balance. Grab one leg, find that balance, and the other knee if you have. And we'll pull back. You'll look towards your body. Pull that thigh back. Hold it for 10 seconds. Feel the power of you finding your balance right now. And switch. The other one. Power of all of us together in this moment, united, doing our best together on these stretches and exercises. All right, and switch. This time, hug your knee, the other side. And work hard to find that balance. Think about what you're doing. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Okay, and switch. The other one. Again, bend the other knee as you pull one up and hug the one knee. Okay, good. All right, and let's sit down. Let's do our V-shaped stretch by reaching for the floor as far away from your body as you can. Hold it for 10. And reach for one side. Hold it there. And switch the other side. Okay, feet together and gently push your knees down to your elbows. Hold it there. And enjoy fully the process of what we're doing. Working on our bodies and working on our minds. In every stretch, every movement, every thought. Okay, one leg forward, one leg back. Keep the knee on the ground, go as far back as you can. And switch, other side. As far back as you can, roll that knee down. Always reach. Going for a little bit more than you did last time. Alright, okay, and legs crossed. Actually, before we do that, let's roll onto our bellies. And let's push the floor and look up at the sky or ceiling. Hold it for 10. Here we go. And now, legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Focused on our breath. Tapping into that power. That power to see first in your mind what you want to bring out into the world. That's our determination, our greatest power ever. Always available to us. So right now I'm going to see myself doing the best I can to hold the plank position for one song And then the best I can to hold my side plank positions for the rest of the other song. 2 songs today for me. What about you? What are you going to see in your mind? What exercise are you going to visualize right now? You're going to visualize yourself doing your best dance, your best jog, your best squats, your best sit-ups, your best jumping jacks, whatever it is. See it in your mind right now before you bring it out into the world. Okay, here I go, plank position, holding it as long as I can. Here we go. What about you? What are you working on right now? Whatever you're doing, do it to the best of your ability and feel the joy. Feel the power of you loving what you're doing right now. That's why I love the gym of life. It goes wherever we go. Whether we're at school, whether we're at work, at home, we have that power. We have that power to control our minds, to do our best on whatever it is we're doing. Whether it's a plank, whether it's sitting down, your legs crossed, your back straight, meditating, whether it's reading a book, whether it's being your best, kind to your friends, your family, do it with everything you got. Every part of your being. You were born to do that. No matter what's going on around you, you control what goes on inside your mind, and therefore what goes on in your body. Always remember your breathing. Control your breathing. I love the joy of feeling that moment when it comes, when my body wants to quit, when the discomfort is getting to be too much. And then I stand in that space, and I get to determine it. I get to choose. I get to make the winning choice. That's determination. To keep going as much as I can, a little bit more than last time. I feel my muscles achy, trembling. But I get to choose. No, I get to determine. I get to make the winning choice of not giving up, no matter what. And if I do choose and lose, I give up, I get to come back again and again. Every single time. It's the same power you have. We all have. No matter what. Alright. Proud of my
Neymar to take that extra little split second. What a turn.
Messi with an extra burst to the inside. Messi! Bullseye! Brilliant move.
Guys, today we're introduced to Les Brown in our top 10 rules for success. And Les shares with us a simple idea, but it's everything. And it is this. He tells us that we have two primary choices in life. Number one is we can accept conditions as they are. Or number two, we can take responsibility for change, changing ourselves and changing those conditions. So one of them, the first one, accepting conditions as they are, puts us in simply the victim mode. Things are just happening to me. I can't control it. This is the way it is. The second choice, taking responsibility of what we do with what happens to us, puts us in control. And it puts us in the driver's seat of doing something about the things that happen to us. So two really basic primary choices in life, and that's really the essence of what is going to determine what you become and what you provide for others. Have a great day, everyone.
Tools that give you all the control you want, while technically on paper, you're as broke as the beggar on the streets. And the first tool that families like the Rockefellers use is called a trust. In 1934, John D. Rockefeller Jr. established trusts for his daughter and 5 sons that consisted of oil company stocks and real estate holdings. These trusts still hold the bulk of the fortune. Another set of trusts were set up in 1952 for his grandchildren, the 4th generation of the family. But why? Why trusts? Think of a trust like a corporation but for your family. You put your money and real estate and businesses into this trust, and once the money is in the trust, you can invest that money however you want. You get to set the rules for what happens to your money when you die. But most importantly, just like a corporation, once you put money in the trust, you do not own it anymore. The trust owns that money. You and the trust are completely separate legal entities. You give up all the ownership of that money, but none of the control. So, on paper, maybe you're worth a measly $10 million, but in reality, you might be worth over $100 billion, with all that money safely stashed in hundreds of different trusts. And because these trusts don't directly belong to you, your money is protected. If you get sued or something, they can't come after the money you have in your trusts. Just like how if you sued a corporation and they don't have any money, you're not going to get a cent out of the founder's personal bank accounts. Also in America, we have a death tax, which means when you die and you pass on your money to your kids, they're going to get hit with a death tax of up to 40%, one of the highest in the world. And trusts help your kids avoid that pesky death tax. That way, when you die, your kids just take your place on the board of trustees and all the control that comes with it. But trusts are just one part of the succession plan. What really ties everything all together is this next tool that is very, very sneaky.
Anything that you want to say, Alden, on what Jake talked about with trust?
Yeah, absolutely. So trust is a very non-specific term when it comes to estate planning. I think a friend of mine, he's an attorney, told me this once, but I think there's over 70 different types of trusts that are currently in use in the United States. And so the arranging of those trusts, not all of them do what he's describing, right? So for the majority of people that may be watching this video, for you, a revocable family living trust may be the best option because it gives some benefits, avoids probate, has some aspect of anonymity to a degree, but you don't lose control of the assets because it's revocable, right? You can still put things into it, take things out of it, make adjustments while you're alive. What he's talking about in most likelihood is that there's irrevocable trust planning that actually takes assets from your right pocket in your estate and moves it to your left pocket outside of your estate. When you do that, that degree of separation allows for different tax favorability in the estate tax problem. Once it's out of your estate, you may not necessarily pay any estate taxes on that. Now, there's other things, transfer tax, generation skipping problems that come up, and that's why working with a qualified attorney is really helpful. But I want to just set the stage for people that just getting a trust doesn't mean you're going to do what the Rockefellers did. However, for the vast majority of people, getting a trust is a genius idea, and you can do some aspects of what the Rockefellers did with life insurance. But it's like the difference between building a skyscraper versus building a four apartment building, right? They both house people, but they're very different in their structure.
Yep. Jake said if you have a measly $10 million, well, that's not so measly for majority of people, including us watching this. It's like that's not pocket change for any of us on this. So I think it's one of those things where a trust, like you said, very, very valuable. Now, does it have to be irrevocable in some of the things that he talked about in this video? Maybe, but you need to be at a certain wealth level to make that make sense, and it has to be set up, and it will cost a lot more to set it up properly.
Yeah,
well,
go ahead, Dom.
I was just going to say, from an irrevocable trust perspective, right? That's the idea that you're talking, or really what he's talking about, of removing the separation. From a revocable standpoint, obviously things can be changed, which therefore continues to stay from a control perspective. So I'm curious your thoughts of, like, Jake talks about, owning nothing but still gaining control. In my mind, I actually think it's the opposite. When you actually get an irrevocable trust, you actually lose all of control, because it's now no longer within that same separation, and now somebody else controls it. So I'm kind of curious your headspace on, because you even said losing some of that control when you set it up this way. And so maybe I'm missing something, but it seems like there's a disconnect between actually where the control piece still comes in when you have a irrevocable trust.
So I think in layman's terms, putting things into irrevocable trust planning, because of the separation outside of your estate, you can lose control. Now, certain trust structures and how trust can be structured to have, for example, a board of trustees. I think, Caleb, you said that term, and maybe Jake did. But having a board of trustees that you have direct influence over, you can still get what you need and control that asset to a degree. So there are, I don't want to call it loopholes, but there are lots of ways to structure something to still give you the ability to effectively pull levers without being the person. For example, if a life insurance policy is held within an irrevocable trust, you may not be able to call the insurance company to get a policy loan for a big investment, but the trustee will. If you call the trustee, they'll do that for you, right? So there's ways around that problem, but really moving something outside of your estate is a great way to separate the tax burden of that asset for estate tax purposes. There's a lot of other things as well, but I think, does that answer your question, Doug?
Yeah, no, and I think to the overall point is that this is showing that there's some complexities to it, like bringing in a board of trustees and how it gets set up and the influence you have. And that's why it really does come down to a specific person on, could you imagine somebody who literally makes $10,000 a year that's like, hey, like, I want this concept and I want an irrevocable trust, and then trying to go find like the whole board of trustees. It's like, all right, guys, I need you 7 to be on my board to foster this $4,000 of assets right now, right? Like, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense, especially in your like wealth building phases of life.
Yeah, and I think something that I want to try to make clear for our viewers, because we've had a lot of people come through ultimately onto my calendar, had conversations like, hey, can I set up a Rockefeller trust? The general answer is, yeah, if you've got a couple $1 million net worth, you likely could. Is it going to be the best way to accomplish what you're doing? We work with a fantastic attorney, about 30 years in the industry, who specializes in creating these types of Rockefeller method trusts. One of the things that he shared was he's worked with thousands and thousands of clients. I think, Caleb, you're on that call, maybe 20 or so of those clients ultimately set up a Rockefeller method that mirrored the Rockefellers. Everybody else did a hybrid because it was easier to manage, easier to control, and ultimately required less maintenance and ongoing cost. And so that's where bringing in a team to kind of advise on that and working with an attorney who knows what they're talking about is really, really helpful. Caleb's helped talk with a couple of people who used an attorney team, ultimately didn't actually get what he wanted, and now having to work with somebody brand new because the first group messed it up and charged him a lot of money for the privilege.
Effort there. Next song, we're going to hold the side plank position for one side and then side planks for the other side. Show you in a moment. How about you? You proud of your effort so far? Keep going, everybody. Keep going. Keep moving. Moving is winning. Doing our best is winning. Wherever we are, whatever we're doing. That's the gym of life. Here we go. You can feel free to do what I'm doing, or again, if you want to decide to do something else, something that you want to improve on from last time, an exercise, whatever it is, keep doing it, keep going, do your best, try to do a little bit better than last time. That's your determination. You get to use it wherever you go, wherever you are. You get to determine, you get to win, make the winning, accurate, kind, peaceful, loving, positive choice to keep going, to keep finding out how unlimited you really are. I'm just trying to hold my my body in a plank position with my one elbow down, other arm on the side of my body, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm lifted off the ground. The other side too. That'll be my exercise for today. How about you? Keep going, whatever you're doing. If you're dancing, you're doing jumping jacks, doing push-ups, sit-ups, squats, whatever it is, keep going. Alright, other side now. Try to hold it for the duration of this song. If not, I'm gonna keep going. Even if I fall down or stop, get right back up and keep going. Always do my best, always seeking and striving for my best, for our best. The more I do my best, the more I believe others around want to do their best. And that goes for you. That's how powerful we are. You doing your best right now, wherever you are, whatever exercise you're doing, that's the same process that other people can be inspired by. It's really simple. Just live. Be your best. Be your true being. Don't let negativity, don't let fear, don't let the pain, the discomfort stop you forever. Keep going. Find out your pure joy, your happiness. All through your body and your mind, together as one. Song's not over. Gotta get back up, gotta keep going. Let's do the other side. You too, keep going until the music stops. Don't stop, keep going. Alright, excellent job.
It's like I'm living a dream, but it's how everyone feels. We all unite with one feel. So let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. We are strong, hold on tight. From afar we unite. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go. Ah yeah, this is the time of our. This is the time of our. Ah yeah, here we go. Ah yeah, this is sing, we can dance, we are strong, hold on tight from afar, we unite.
Here we go.
Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah, this is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah, this is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah, this is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah, this is the time of our lives. What we see, destiny. Realize now we all know the greatest. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah, this is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah, this is the time of our.
Move by Iago Aspas.
Oh, Messi's in.
But straight to Messi.
You get them in reverse now.
Messi.
Brilliant.
Messi.
Morning, guys. I want to share with you a funny story. This is from my younger daughter. Not too long ago, we were talking about how difficult and challenging it can be to control our minds and to control the power of our minds. And we talk about it quite often. We try to use examples from our own life. And it was funny because, like I said before, kids are amazing. They're going to tell you like it is. They're not going to sugarcoat things. And I remember my younger daughter saying, in terms of controlling her mind, that it's annoying. And when I heard that, I was laughing because when I think about it, yeah, it is very annoying. It's very annoying when you know the way you should respond and you don't. So here's my younger daughter just reminding us that we got to laugh that as we're on this process, because we're going to make so many mistakes. Yeah, it's going to feel annoying that we can't control our minds to be the most positive people we can be for ourselves and others. But that's okay. We're all in it together. Have a great day, everyone.
Favorite subject.
Yeah.
When you hear the word life insurance, it conjures up images like this. And for the average pleb, life insurance is exactly that. But for the ultra wealthy, life insurance is this insanely powerful tool that they keep under wraps. There's a reason why the Rockefeller family has their own life insurance company, the Rockefeller Insurance Company. That's because for the ultra wealthy, they use life insurance as kinda like a bank account. But not just any ordinary bank account. They use life insurance as kinda like a super bank account that can be used to invest tax-free. It sounds weird, but this is because all life insurance is a contract. A contract that has some very nice tax benefits. Because politicians don't want to tax the poor widow that just lost her husband. The problem is the traditional life insurance policies that are sold to the masses absolutely suck. They're made to enrich the insurance companies and not you. You buy a life insurance plan, you pay some money every month to your insurance company, and in exchange when you die, the company gives your family a couple $1 million. Nothing more and nothing less. So what the ultra wealthy do is they take this basic contract and they just negotiate better terms. And this allows the ultra wealthy to do something very, very special. They put as much money as they want into their life insurance policy, where it grows tax-free, and then they use that money that they put into the life insurance policy to invest in whatever they want. So their investments grow tax-free.
your money safe. It will grow the rest of your life. It will grow tax deferred. You can use your money tax free. It will get passed on tax free. It has a lot of other benefits.
So this is, I think, a really important point to hit home. One of the things he just said is just factually inaccurate. You can take money out of your policy tax free to buy assets that are going to grow tax free. No. Now, there are specifics around something called private placement life insurance, where you may actually have the ability to put specific assets into a life insurance policy. Private placement's a very high net worth situation. That's completely different. Private placement is not typically used in this type of insurance planning. They're using the same type of insurance companies and contracts that you and I would use, right? So even big mutual companies, non-mutual companies, providing that death benefit, but the nature of the contract gives us that tax deferred, not tax free, treatment of the growth of the asset. You can access it tax exempt, so non-taxable on that loan, and then invest it. But whatever investment activities you're doing, if that it gives us an income, whether capital gains or earned income, it's taxable. Now, not tax advice, but that's how I understand taxes to work.
Yeah, but if it was in irrevocable trust concept, again, we're not
Still
giving
taxable.
legal advice. You could see where, yes, but you could see where that tax is not on you. It's on, but you're saying that the tax has to be paid somewhere somehow.
Yeah, the piper's got to get paid. Uncle Sam's going to come knocking, and so there's a lot of structures that can defer, mitigate, and offset the tax to different entities you may own or control. But taxes are still a factor for sure.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, and I don't want to go down this road right now, but it would be interesting if you look at charitable entities like foundations and all, if some of that stuff is mitigated.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
And thank you for the clarity there. Other charitable trusts, foundations, those are places where you can actually compound and grow those dollars tax-free and use them tax-free for certain circumstances. But earning the money to get it in there, that's going to cause a taxation problem.
Right.
There was also a part where Jake talked about how the typical type of life insurance, quote unquote, sucks. And I just wanted to kind of just put the elephant in the room and share a little bit of my perspective on that. And the reason being is, if you know anything about us here at Better Wealth, like we specialize in what we call overfunded whole life insurance, which is essentially optimizing the cash value piece of it and making the policies efficient as possible based off of the goals that you want, especially for a storage of capital usage. But the typical whole life that he's referring to that sucks really maximizes the death benefit as much as possible. But when doing so, that strategy is actually used a lot of times by the extremely ultra high net worth from an estate planning perspective, right? When you start looking at the massive tax bill that people are having currently right now, correct me if I'm wrong, Alden, but it's like 22 million-ish for a married couple, and the sunset rule is going to come pretty soon, so it's going to be a whole lot less pretty soon. But that type of individual uses the sucky life insurance to get as much death benefit as possible to then be able to offset the tax bill that someone's going to have at the end of their life as well.
A lot of other benefits. And so what the wealthy use it is, they don't use it as an investment. They use it as like a safe asset. I call it the and asset, because they're able to give their dollars more than one job. And so they're able to do that while it's protected, while it's off the radar screen of the IRS, because it's not considered income. That's how a lot of wealthy people use it. And then step number 3 is usually to take the money or to utilize the money. You're not withdrawing your money, what a lot of people do, because that would be in a lot of cases taxable upon gain. They're borrowing against it or using a third-party bank to borrow against their asset. And as a result, if you borrow against it, it's not considered income. So a lot of wealthy people like Elon Musk and all these people, they're borrowing against the equity in their businesses. Insurance, and when you max fund insurance, that's why a bunch of banks do this, is over 3,000 banks today have what's called bank-owned life insurance. Some of their safest assets in the bank is in bank-owned life insurance. Why do they do that? It's an asset that they can borrow against and key team members and employees. And so many institutions use life insurance not as a death benefit, but as an and as a place to store and use their money.
But not only that, just like a trust,
Yep.
Can we just pause for a second to give Caleb a round of applause on that segment? That was fire. That was good. That's good. We can keep going, but man, that was
pulled from different places. I don't remember. I don't recall being like that straight up, but I was like, man, that haircut definitely was tight. Tight. I like that.
Your jacket also looks like you're like a priest or something like that too. The way that it's set up. So,
Love it. Love it. All right, let's keep moving.
The money that the rich put in their life insurance policies are also protected from creditors and legal penalties. But where things get really crazy is when the rich start borrowing money against their own life insurance policy, and then they use that money to invest in more assets. So basically what rich people do is they put, let's say, $1 million into their insurance policy, and that money in their insurance policy, they invest it into like the stock market or something, and it returns 7%. And the whole game is borrowing like 100K from that million at like a lower interest rate on your loan at like 3%.
So yes, that's exactly. I don't even know my response. We'll see. But I was like, Jake, can we get a better example than like putting money in a 7% index fund? Like I would hope the wealthy would do something better, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna try to like correct everything. We're just gonna try to, like, the big point of this video was to say that the wealthy use life insurance as an asset. It's not an investment. And so there's a lot of things that we were trying to do in this video, but we'll see what I said to this.
Let's bring it back. Let's connect our breathing to our body, to our mind, to our energy. To our energy of determination. That's right. We determine. We don't choose and lose, give up, believe lies, give in to fear. We don't do that. We don't give in to anxiety, stress, things that are not the truth of who we are. The way you did your best today, whatever exercises, stretches you chose to do, the same process you get to use here, now, wherever you go. In the gym of life, you get to grow your mind. You get to grow your mind health and your mind wealth. It's all possible if you determine, make the winning choice to be kind, to be peaceful, caring, loving, appreciative, grateful for everything you have here and